Hello Captains, and welcome back to my Let's Play series of Star Trek Online Age of Discovery update. The DSC Starfleet faction in Age of Discovery. In the first episode of this series, the very first part, I played the entire tutorial and got that experience for the DSC Starfleet faction. And in the last video, I played Secrets, the first mission in this Discovery era, and had a lot of fun with that. And now it's going to be time to play the third mission that's available today. We are going to play Downfall, which is the next mission, and, well, the last mission, as it were, for the Discovery era at this time, because there are only 2 missions for this faction at the moment. Very unfinished, but that's how it is. There will be more missions coming, Cryptic says, but no time frame on that. So for right now, just 2. That's all we have. So anyway, before we dive in to today's mission, I just want to thank you all so much for all of the comments that you have left behind in part 1 and the part 2 videos. I have read all of your comments. I have taken all of them to heart. I have replied to many of them. If I haven't replied to yours, I apologize, but I have replied to many, and I have definitely read them and taken your feedback. And you guys have all helped me so much to learn some new things that I had forgotten or didn't know, and I just want to go over a couple of those right now. Number 1, I had asked about the Glenn, the USS Glenn from the last mission, the last episode. Where did that come from, I asked. I had never heard of it. Well, you guys reminded me it was actually in an episode of Star Trek Discovery. Now, this was very early on in the first season, and that is why I had forgotten it, because at the time, I had no idea what was going on. We hadn't really learned about the spore drive stuff yet, and so that episode was confusing, you know, to a new viewer. You have just no idea what's going on. What the heck is a tardigrade? What is going on? So, yeah, I had actually forgotten that that episode happened, but the USS Glenn is a sister ship to the Discovery. So they are the same type of ship, the Crossfield class, and it was a sister ship who is also, they were also experimenting with the spore drive. And so it wasn't just the Discovery, and that's what I had forgotten. The Glenn also was as well. And the Glenn was the one that figured out they needed a better brain than the computer could be to process all the information. And it ended up being that tardigrade they found. And then when the Discovery crew found the Glenn, the tardigrade was running throughout the ship and they had to chase it down. They did, they got it, they captured it. And that's where the tardigrade came from in the first place, was the Glenn. And it was very destroyed in that episode. So, seeing the Glenn here in this mission, in the last mission, means that has to be pre-destruction. That has to be because there was an accident that happened and the Discovery had to come and, you know, help the Glenn. Like, everybody fused together and fused into things and stuff. So, this has to be pre-crisis on that ship, which was very cool to see. So, basically, they have not necessarily perfected spore drive maybe, but have made it work on the Glenn, so it was working before the Discovery had their spore drive completely working. And so it makes sense then that the Glenn is spore driving everywhere. It makes sense, and I just completely forgot that episode, so thank you all for that little bit of information there. Now it fits better and I understand where that came from. Let's see, another piece of information. The reason why I'm on the bridge here, in fact, is because you guys mentioned, I mentioned in the last video that there is no exchange or bank on the Starfleet Academy. So I had energy credits I wanted to give to my character to do some upgrades, but there was no bank to do that with. Well, you said, why not just beam up to your starship and use the consoles there? I can't believe I never thought of that. I just honestly did not think of it. And you guys filled me in with that info, so check it out. you can indeed come to this console right here, and look at that. You can access your account bank. Oh, a little bit of secret there. Some ships I'm going to be doing reviews on. You weren't supposed to see that. So yeah, you can access your account bank right here. So that's cool. And you can access small craft here as well. Now, that allows you to transfer energy credits between the characters. So now I have put some energy credits on here. I put 4 million energy credits on here just to give me some playing money. But the one thing I still don't have is the exchange. There's still no access to the exchange. That's not on Starfleet Academy, and that is not on this bridge here at all. No exchange console at all. So I do not have access to exchange. However, what I do have access to is on Starfleet Academy. And in fact, let's go back down to Starfleet Academy. There is a requisition officer who provides some gear for space and ground. And that is who I use to buy some things to upgrade my character. Unfortunately, it only maxes out at Mark 1. They use odd Mark level numbers for that vendor, for the vendors. And even though I can use Mark 2 level gear, the vendor only offers Mark 1. The next level up from that is Mark 3, which I can't use till Lieutenant Commander. So I can only purchase Mark 1 gear from this vendor right here. However, that at least does help me a little bit. It allows me to upgrade some of my things that were standard gear to Mark 1. So for example, on myself, I have upgraded my shield to a Mark 1 shield. It was standard before. This was a drop I got, so I'm going to leave that alone. From this vendor, I was able to purchase this engineering kit. And it was Mark II. Requisition kits, and right here, engineering kit frame. It was a Mark II kit frame. And it's a plus 4.5 endurance training that increases maximum hit points. So I went ahead and did that. And then I added some engineering modules. Now all of these are actually Mark II as well, so that was good. So on the kit frame and kit modules, those are Mark II. And I just maxed them out. I put shield generator, shield recharge, fuse armor. I had the beam turret, of course, and then the chronoton mine barrier, which I had before. So now I've got a full kit module laid out on my kit frame here, which is going to give me much better ground powers in the next mission. And of course all the other careers are here as well. And then for all of my bridge officers, I upgraded their armor and their shield to all Mark 1. I gave them all the same Mark 1 armor and shield. So you'll see they all have the same armor and shield. That just upgrades them a little bit, make them a little more able to do battle. The one thing that I was not able to upgrade is their weapons, because check this out. When you click requisition away team weapons, it doesn't show up. In fact, that option disappears, and it must be a bug, or they've taken it out, because it's just not there. There's nothing there. There's no way I can upgrade their weapons. So unfortunately I can't do that, but I can do Starship equipment. So for my Starship, you have like Mark 1 impulse, dish, ship shield, warp core. I upgraded anything that was standard, so now everything's at least Mark 1 on here. I got a Mark 1 warp core. And that's pretty much all I was able to upgrade there. And then the other thing is the ship away team equipment. No, what was it? Weapons. Unfortunately, they only have Mark 1 phaser beams, not Mark 2. It jumps to Mark 3, as you can see, which I can't use yet. So I just have to stick with these Mark 1s. I did put a Mark 1 in the back. I had standard before, so I upgraded that a little bit. So just some minor upgrades there on the characters. Not a lot, but that's pretty much all I can do until we have access to the exchange or more things. That's pretty much it, you know. The other thing I did is I'm going to let y'all know right now, I did purchase the DSC, that's the wrong menu. I did purchase the DSC starter pack. So under starter packs here, the Age of Discovery starter pack, I own that. As you can see, purchased, it's already acquired, and then here it is. So basically though, the problem with this is I purchased it on a different character. So I had my main character and I purchased this not knowing that the things like the let's see, the 12 inventory slots, the large XP boost, those two things are locked to your character. And I didn't know that when I bought the starter pack. They need to mention that because that's a problem. So I purchased this on my main character, the Doctor, and my inventory increased by 12 slots, and I got that large XP boost, but I could not move that large XP boost to this character. It wouldn't work. It's character locked. So I wasted it. I wasted it. I said, then there's just nothing I can do about that. But the other things, thankfully, do work. So I do have access to the prototype light exploration cruiser, which is the Walker class, I think. It scales with your level. If I go to Z Store, which I was just there, and I go to ships, I should have access to this ship. Yeah, here it is. Prototype light exploration cruiser. It's available to me, so I can claim it on this character and use it. Now, I have not done that yet. I'm still using the Malakowski class. But I just want to let y'all know I do have access to it, and what I'll probably do is another playthrough where I go and actually use this ship instead. But for right now, I want to stick with the Malakowski and get the most I can from it, because it's the free ship, quote, free ship that you get playing this faction, and I just want to get the most out of it before we, try another ship. So I want to get that experience first. So I'll probably use this ship just on a different playthrough, an updated, like a newer one. We'll just do like a quick playthrough of the missions with this, like, not the tutorial, because obviously I did that, but like the two missions and the task force operations with this ship. We'll probably do that later on. But anyway, I just want to show you I have access to it. The other thing I have access to is I've got the Discovery Phaser Stun Pistol and the Sniper Rifle, and of course the Tardigrade. But I have the Stun Pistol and Sniper Rifle, and so I did put them on here. Here's the Phaser Sniper Rifle and the Phaser Stun Pistol, and I am hoping and guessing that they auto-level with your character. We will find out anyway. But I have those weapons, and it looks, I think, the same that I had before. Here's what it looks like. But that's what I will be using now for my weapons. And that's pretty much it on the updates. That's all the updates. Oh, I did get my red matter. Yeah, okay. I got my red matter, and I reclaimed that from the Z store, so I added that to my ship, plus 25 all power levels. So I do have that as well. I forgot to mention. Okay. One more thing before we continue the mission. A lot of people, again, just talking about negativity and all that regarding Discovery, and if I was so negative, why am I playing the game, and so forth. That question has come up. If I'm not having fun, don't play it, and so forth. I am having fun. I just want to make that very clear. I am having fun. I would not be continuing to play Star Trek Online. I would not be continuing to make videos on YouTube if I wasn't having fun. So believe me, I'm having fun, even if I am negative on certain topics and there's things that I do not like about it. I'm still having fun. I am just going to be vocal about the things I dislike, in the hope that somebody out there will listen and maybe think about making some changes. I just want it to be good. I want it to be better, and I know it can be better. And there are, that guy went all the way underwater. There are a lot of things about Discovery that just don't make sense for this time period. It's just as simple as that. And when I see those things, I'm going to talk about it, but that doesn't mean I'm not having fun. So I hope that clears that up. definitely am having fun. I just, you know, I gotta call out the things that are a problem for me, and I just have to. That's the whole point. All right, so now let's do the next mission. Defend Starbase 1 from Klingon attacks.
Starbase 1 has been attacked by the Klingons. Though they have repelled the first wave of attack, it is highly likely that more Klingon forces will resume the assault soon. We need you to assist Starbase 1 and defend it from Klingon attack immediately.
Okay.
I have a mission for you.
Now, somebody help me out here on the history of Starbase 1. I am not familiar with it. I thought Starbase 1 referred to Earth space dock around Earth. In the early part of this game, Earth space dock was called Starbase 1. In fact, there were mission dialogue that said, go to Starbase 1 and meet so-and-so. And that referred to Earth space dock, which is around Earth. But apparently in this game now we have this thing called Starbase 1, which is beside the Sol system. It's outside the Sol system. And it's orbiting some strange planet that is apparently beside our solar system that I've never seen or heard of before. Now we know that the closest solar system to ours is the Centauri solar system, but Centauri, right? Am I getting that right? Well, you know, the one that's 4 light years away. So if this planetoid is way out here, is it in our solar system? Is it outside our solar system? Is it? It's not the. It's not the others. It's not the closest other solar system. I'm confused on where this is at. And I'm confused that it's obviously not around Earth. Confused what planet this is supposed to be here. Just a lot of confusion here. I guess this could be within the solar system, yeah. I mean, this could be on the outer reaches of the solar system here. I mean, I guess it could be. There's Saturn. I guess I could go track all the planets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where are the others? I don't know. I guess this could be around Pluto or something. I don't know. Or maybe some planetoid they found beyond Pluto. But I have just never heard of Starbase 1. We all know of Earth space dock around Earth, but I have in the 25th century version of this game, Starfleet, there is no Starbase 1 here. I'm confused. Maybe I'm just dumb. You guys can help me out, because I don't know. But it looks cool. Man, that looks cool.
Glad you could make it. There's a little time and plenty to do. I trust you see the enemy vessels near your position?
Yep, we have them on sensors, I guess.
Deal with them. I need you conducting rescue operations as soon as possible, and the Klingons won't let you do that without a fight.
Okay. So, more shooty things here going on. You know what I didn't do? I didn't put my red matter on there. Here we go. Alright, easily dealt with. Yeah, I have no idea what this planet
Alright, that
is.
area's secure, for now. Let's make the most of the time we have. I need you to beam out any survivors on board the damaged Starfleet ships in your vicinity. Make it fast. The Klingons will send more ships, and soon. One more thing. The Klingons aren't above ambush tactics, using their blasted cloaking device to get the jump on you. Some of them might be lurking around, waiting for the chance to strike.
Got it. Well, let's just start right here in the middle.
The Churchill has been evacuated. Thanks.
So far, so good.
Cardiff evac complete. All hands are safely away.
Okay, still good so far. Where's the other one at? I see this one here.
Macedonia reporting. Evac is complete.
Vancouver,
VOD1.
okay, over here. So far, so good. Oh, there we go.
Vancouver here. You're all clear. Many thanks.
Nice work. Glad those Klingon cowards didn't get the better of you.
Okay,
I
thank
hate
you.
to ask this, but I have standing orders from Starfleet Command. I need you to scuttle those ships. The Klingons have been scavenging everything they can to get their hands from wrecked Starfleet vessels. In the event we fail in our mission here, Command doesn't want the Klingons getting away with any critical resources. You have your orders.
Alright, I guess I gotta blow them up.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Okay, they're enemies. I thought those were Klingons. It has targeted them as enemy.
Warning, ship is under attack. Warning, ship is under attack.
Last one.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Would have been more efficient to do that right after I rescued them, though. You know?
Hard thing to watch, but it had to be done.
Alright, what's next?
We need some critical supplies here. My chief engineer's sending you a list as we speak. Beam those supplies over with the personnel you rescued. After that, I need you on high alert, patrolling the area. The Klingons don't give up that easily. They'll be back.
On my way. I do like the design of this starbase. I mean, that is one good-looking starbase. I absolutely love that.
Surely you didn't think we'd let you seize all the glory here.
Ah, Thran. Sean. What?
And you. My chief engineer isn't too happy right now, but we made it in one piece.
Shran.
We came as soon as we could.
Shran.
Wish it were under better circumstances.
Ooh.
Ticonderoga's ready for battle.
I love the looks of these ships. They do look good.
We've got your back.
Good designs on those ships, honestly. I mean, they feel very Star Trek. Man, look at this station up close. Oh, that is beautiful.
You're doing good work out there. The personnel and supplies you've sent might make the difference here today. That said, I have bad news. Our long-range sensors are picking up a Klingon force heading our way at high warp. They'll be here soon. Get ready for a fight.
Remember the lessons we learned in battle, especially at Corvan 2. They'll be preoccupied with conquering the base. We can use that distraction to our advantage.
We know how they fight. Don't expect mercy. It won't be coming from Klingons. Hit them fast and hit them hard. And captains, it's been an honor.
Golly.
Good fortune to you all.
Sounds like the end of the world. I just want to look at this station.
Klingon attack ships on sensors.
Give me a
Fire
minute.
at will.
Give me a minute to look at this thing. Where are they? I don't even see them.
Target shield has failed.
We're taking heavy damage here, Captain.
Wow, okay. Doing the best I can.
Target shield has failed.
They're targeting the civilian habitat areas. Stop them!
I'm trying.
Target shield has failed. Target shield has failed.
Beautiful. I want to look at the top of this
Captains,
thing.
we're reading more Klingon ships on our sensors. A lot more. This is it. They're making their big push. Our initial predictions are not good. I've given the order to evacuate critical personnel and the injured. We're loading as many as we can load onto the ships docked here. They're too damaged to fight, but they're all warp capable. I need you to draw attention from those ships when they disembark. Buy them the time they need to get to warp and safe harbor.
Target shield has failed.
Oh, there you go. Tractor beam repulsor.
The Decatur is underway. Keep the Klingons distracted.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Alright, where is the Decatur? Got away.
Attention all hands. The Andor has launched. Good luck.
Target shield has failed.
All
Wow.
ships. The Lafayette is underway. Keep Keep those Klingons busy.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Target shields have failed.
The Roosevelt is on her way. Hold on just a little longer, people. Just a few stragglers left. Deal with them.
Too close. I need more maneuverability. I'm so slow at this level.
Target shields have failed. Target shields have failed.
Thank you. Ooh, that was a pretty big battle there. It's hard to fly in this ship that doesn't have a lot of... Whoa, big Klingon ship. I don't have a lot of firepower with this little ship here.
Heads up. Looks like the Klingon flagship just dropped out of warp.
It's the Lucara.
Sounds like you have some history with that ship. What can you tell us about... Wait. Are you reading this? We're picking up some unusual energy spikes. Some new Klingon weapon, perhaps? I don't like this. Take the Lucara out of commission before it gets into weapons range.
Okie
I
dokie.
see you still draw breath, Starfleet. This pleases me. I'm going to enjoy breaking you.
I don't know if we're a match. Come on, guys. I'm gonna need you.
You need to stop the Lucara, now!
You need to help me now. I can only do so much. Jeez. Alright, I guess that's all I got. All I got's all I got. Power that up and drain them.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Oh, ow.
Target's shields have failed.
Enemy fleet on sensors. It's house to call. We're under attack.
We'll help Starbase 1. You deal with the Lucara.
All by myself. Oh, what the heck just happened?
It's you. Guy, reach your page.
Ouch.
Shields are down.
Uh,
Hands, repel orders. I repeat, all hands.
no. She's gone. Ready the weapon? What kind of weapon is this? What in the world just happened? I saw a spore drive and then a huge explosion. And now I'm waking up in the temporal room. I bet Daniels is going to show up.
Take a moment. You've had quite a day.
Oh, there we go.
My name is Daniels. I'm here to help. Ja'ula's weapon used unstable mycelial tech, stolen from the Glen. When she fired it, it caused a massive temporal disruption. Everyone in the blast radius was thrown forward in time to the early 25th century.
Whoa.
You, your crew, and a number of House Mokai ships, including the Lucara. They are currently at large. Unchecked, they're a danger to the timeline.
You can't
I'd
find
like
them?
your help in dealing with them.
Seriously, you can't find them?
Officially, you were listed as killed in action. I'll help you fully integrate into this time period. That mycelial tech is dangerous. We need to stop Ja'ula, and soon. I'll be in touch.
So that's how they did it. Uh-huh. Okay, I get it now. I see how they threw us into the 25th century. Just like the TOS faction. Accolade complete, Lieutenant ability rank 1. You are a new Starfleet Lieutenant. And I'm still in a Discovery uniform, so how do you account for that?
Welcome, nerds. Space Dock. Busy day on the holodeck, sir? I love dressing up for those historical holo novels, too. My Harry Mudd costume took first prize last year. That being said, you're scheduled for a meeting with the top brass, so you might want to update your uniform beforehand. The Admiral can be a stickler for that sort of detail, after all.
Okay.
Congratulations,
Oh.
Lieutenant.
Alright, so that's how we get everything. And now we have access to everything, which I did not have access to before. All of my veteran rewards hit. Now I wondered where my skill points were, because I wasn't earning skill points before. I didn't have options to fill that in. I was going to mention that too, but now apparently I do, because we're in Starfleet now. Scheduled for a meeting with the top brass. Follow the lighted path to the tailor. We got to put on a new uniform.
That was good advice. Report to the tailor and speak with them about updating your uniform. You're over 150 years out of date in that regard.
So there we go. We are in the future. I wonder what would happen if we just kept our uniform on. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to talk to the tailor, but I'm not going to change my uniform just yet. I do want to do some customization on the character, probably, with the uniform and all that, but not right now. It's a fine replica uniform you have there. Mid-23rd century, yes. My compliments to your replicator. Now, if you'd like to update to something from this century, have a look around and let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Okay, you found the tailor. Take care of any uniform modifications you need here. You're almost ready to meet Admiral Quinn, but there's someone I'd like you to speak with before that. Philip Cray is a fellow temporal agent. He'll be working with you from time to time. Speak with him before your appointment with the Admiral.
I'm not even going to mess with the tailor just yet. Like I said, I'll look at uniform options off camera and see if I want to make any updates or whatever. But let's talk to Philip Cray.
Condition Alpha. Repeat. Condition Alpha.
Ah, there you are. Daniels told me you'd be stopping by. Welcome to the 25th century. We've established your new cover identity, and the Admiral is expecting you in the office behind me. Report to him for your orders. Good luck out there. Let's hope we stop Ja'ula before she causes irreparable damage to the timeline.
Again, you timeline people from the future, 31st century cannot find her. You don't know where she ended up, where she went. Seriously? Seriously? Seriously?
Ah, come in. I've been expecting you. I've been reviewing your service record. It's exemplary. You've accomplished a great deal in your career. Starfleet can use more officers of your caliber, to be certain. I hope you're ready to get back out there. A situation has come to my attention, and I'd like you to look into it.
And there we
You
go.
have just earned your first skill point. Skills will
Skill points,
select for each
which I'll do later. Okay. So if we go to missions, let's see what we have available here. Okay. So Age of Discovery is at the top for DSC faction people. And of course we've completed it. We did Secrets, we did Downfall. And that's all there is. Then now we jump into the Klingon War. So this is the regular, everybody knows, common Starfleet Federation 25th century storyline here. Welcome to our space dock we just did. Okay, we have the first task force operation called Age of Discovery. Join a task force for a joint operation and defend Starbase 1. And then after we do that, we can skip it, but then after that is Stranded in Space and starts the storyline we all know. And in fact, the new storyline, because a lot of missions have been removed. But it's pretty much the same old thing. There's nothing different with the storyline with our DSC Starfleet character now. Nothing new. That was all that was unique. There is no recruit going on. There is no Discovery recruit like there was a temporal recruit, and there was the Delta recruit and the Gamma recruit. There is no recruit this time, which means there's no special things that you have to find in the missions. There's no special like transponder to check and like you do certain things and then you get extra rewards. There's none of that here. Now, if they had that, it would make this faction much more enticing, and in fact they really should have made a Discovery recruit, because that usually gives you account-wide rewards, and it would entice more people to play this faction. Even though there's only 2 missions, they would then be able to level a character up, get those rewards, and benefit all of their characters, just like the previous recruits. So that again is another reason why I feel this faction is incomplete or unfinished. This needed to have a Discovery recruit attached to it. It needed to have that, and it does not. And the fact that it doesn't is just more unfinished, more incomplete than it should be. And so now we are in the 25th century. We're just thrust into the 25th century. And we just play the normal Federation Starfleet storyline that you can play on that faction. Nothing will be different now, except we have access to, I guess, Discovery. We still have the Mikowski we could play with, although it's only useful during like Lieutenant Commander. You'll want to get a new ship, so it's not useful for very long. We're already Lieutenant 6, and we will want to upgrade our ship. And it'll be interesting to see what ships we have available to us. Now, we do have that scaling Walker class, so there's that. But it only scales up to Tier 4. It maxes out at a Tier 4 starship. So even though I can claim it, even though it's under Tier 1 here, it's a scaling starship, this maxes out at Tier 4. So once we hit Tier 4, we're going to want to upgrade further. And there are no other Discovery ships that I know of in here. Maybe there are, but I don't think so. I don't think they've introduced any new playable Discovery ships. And that's another point about this being unfinished. Where are all the Discovery ships? The those era of ships that we can play. I need a Tier 5 Discovery era-esque ship. And then I will want a Tier 6 version of a Discovery era-esque ship, because if I'm playing that faction, maybe I want to keep with those same line of starships. But there's nothing else that I know of, except for the Crossfield, which you can, of course, get in a lockbox or however. And I guess there's a Walker. Okay, there's a Walker. But again, those are not C-store ships. and those are not free ships. You have to like gamble to hope you win one of those ships. So I actually do want to look at the ships because I want to see what is available under the ship store here. But I got a feeling that it's just the same old stuff. Let's just take a quick look at it, and then stay tuned because I will talk about the what I think about the last mission and what I think about this whole thing moving forward and how we got here and all that stuff. I'm in the wrong place. So, yeah, okay. We've got... Let's start with Lieutenant. That's where we are. We got this light cruiser. We got the Constitution. These are Z-Store ships. Light Escort, Light Science, the new class Runabout. Yeah, nothing unique here. The Federation shuttlecraft. We do have that old shuttlecraft, so that's kind of cool. We still keep that one. Then we got the Mikowski here, which we're flying right now. And then we got the prototype light exploration cruiser, which I have access to, but again, only goes up to tier 4. It maxes out at tier 4. But at least it's a better ship to start flying with for a while. Then we come to Lieutenant Commander. We're going to want to upgrade maybe if we didn't get that one. And there are no Discovery style ships here, see? Nothing. Then we come to Commander. Nothing. Come to Captain. Nothing. All these are just regular ships you get on the other Federation Starfleet faction. A lot of ships under Vice Admiral for sure. I'm just scrolling to see if there's anything new or unique that I recognize, but I am not recognizing anything unique. Nothing unique for this faction. Yeah, we need more Discovery type era ships. We just do. Need to have them playable. So there you go. That shows you what's available, but yeah, not what you would want on this faction. So kind of maxes out there, and then you're done. Now I believe you can get a couple of those from the exchange, but I believe they're probably very expensive. You know, those lockbox drops that people will sell. The Crossfield and the Walker. Let's just see if we can find them, see how much they are. I didn't know if that would work, but it did. Okay. So the cheapest Walker class T6 ship is 233 million energy credits, so very expensive if you want that one. Let's see what the Crossfield is. And again, the only way to get these is either the exchange or, you know, one of those drops. Yeah, this one's even more expensive at 394. So those are your two options there for a tier 6 Discovery era ship. That's not good, because when I hit in-game, I'm going to want a tier 6 Discovery era ship, but I don't have that kind of energy credits. Wow. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. They need more Discovery type ships. We need a tier 6 ship that we get. We need a tier 5 ship that we get for free, just like the other factions get. We need that on this faction. We also need to have that recruit thing like I talked about as well. So there's a lot of missing stuff here. And then of course you've only got 2 missions on this faction. I mean, like, I'm pretty much done with the faction, right? It's like it's over at this point. And that's just too short. That's not a big thing. I understand there's more missions coming, but they're not here now, and there's no ETA on them. So I don't know what to say about that. Okay, let's talk about the last mission we just played, Downfall. Again, I questions about Starbase 1. I don't know its history, and I want to learn more about Starbase 1. What planet was that around? Is it still here in the 25th century? I need to look around and see. I don't know. What happened? Did it get blown up? It sounds like it did completely get annihilated. Okay. All right. Oh, theory time. Okay. If Jaula used the mycelium spore blowing up thingy and wiped out that area, perhaps maybe it not just wiped out the starbase, maybe it also wiped out the planet that it was around. So maybe there was a planet there. Maybe that's like Nibiru, what do they call it? That planet X, the one that's supposed to be outside or on the edge of our solar system that may be lurking out there, but we can't see it. Maybe that's what it was. And maybe this explosion erased it completely, like just blew it out of the water. And now that starbase and that planet just don't exist anymore. I guess that could be the case, and that's why it's not here in the 25th century or the 24th century. I mean, that would explain it. And if that's true, I could buy that. So if that's the case, I buy it. But I did like the looks of that starbase. That was a really good looking starbase, was it not? And I did like that mission just a lot. I thought there was going to be ground on it. I thought we were going to have to go on to Starbase 1 and fight the Klingons. But apparently not. Apparently it was just all space. So they got me on that one. And it was very difficult in our little ship there to take on that many Klingons because I just don't have a lot of firepower, and I only had one forward, I only literally had one forward phaser beam, and then one in the aft. So yeah, it's hard to do a lot of damage with that little ship. Just not a lot of weapon options. But that was a fun mission. I enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing what the task force version of Starbase 1 is like. In fact, I will make a video of that. So this series is not 100% done yet. I'm going to make more videos in this faction. In fact, the next video I'm going to make is of the Task Force Discovery. I'm going to play Starbase 1. I'm going to spend some time, though, and upgrade my Malachowski ship before we do it. I'm going to upgrade it to Mark II. We're going to make it really, really kickin'. And then I'm going to do a video on that to show you my build, and then I'm going to play the Task Force Operation Discovery and take it out into battle and see how it does. So expect that in the future. I will be working on that, but I do want to make some upgrades before I do that video. Now I can do them that I'm on our space dock. I got access to the exchange and everything else, so that will be good. Okay, and so for how we got here to the 25th century is an exact parallel to the TOS faction. If you've never seen the TOS faction, watch my playthrough of it. I'll put it in the top right corner. But basically you die in that one too, and then you're thrust forward in time. Daniels saves you, brings you into the future, and you continue your life. It's pretty much the same thing here. We quote, died. There was a temporal anomaly. Daniel saved us, and we continue our life here in the future. So it's exactly the same, which again brings us back to the whole point, in fact, that the tutorial was exactly the same. So they haven't really thought out of the box on this stuff. There's not a different storyline here. It's not vastly different. It is actually just a repackaged deal. It's just a repackaged deal. So that's a little disappointing because I was hoping for something a little more unique and make the storyline and everything different from TOS, make the how everything works different. But no, they just kind of followed the same pattern there. They took what they had and just adapted it to the Discovery storyline. And there you go. We're in the 25th century, so of course, that inevitably had to happen because they haven't figured out a way to make it work so that you stay in your time period with that faction. Now, the day that they make that happen will be awesome. For example, if I'm playing the TOS faction, why even come to the 25th century? Why not stay in the 23rd century? And the same for the Discovery faction. Why not stay in the 23rd century? Now, yes, there's a lot of issues with that, I understand. You know, how do you coordinate missions? How do you all get in the same social zone? How do you communicate with everybody on Earth space dock here and all that? What you could do, in my suggestion, of course, I'm not a genius, but what you could do is have separate landing spots for each faction in that time period. So you would have your, quote, Earth space dock of the TOS 23rd century. Then you would have, let's say, Starfleet Academy would be your Earth space dock for the Discovery faction. Have their own things there so everybody comes there, but then have one special social zone, a place that you can go to where no matter what faction you are or what time period you're in, we are all in the same social zone together. Kind of like how you can just go to Bajor and, you know, go there and just be in that social zone and everybody's together no matter what. Make a place like that. Make it Earth Space Dock, but whatever. Just make it so that no matter what faction you are or what time period you're in, it's just a place where you can interact with all the other players of the game and have access to the exchange and the bank and, you know, everything there as well. And that allows players then to still have their individual landing spots for that time period faction, but then also have one place they can come to interact with everybody else, no matter what, anyway, no matter what time frame they're in. That's one way to work out the social zone issue. I don't know how you work out the mission issue, because the missions would be different in that time period, obviously. So I don't know how you would work that out just yet. But if they ever figure that out, that would be interesting. But for right now, they pretty much have to throw you into the 25th century because there's just no other way. There's just no other way. So it is what it is, and my only complaint is not the fact that has to happen, but it's how we get there. I think, you know, again, it's similar to TOS. And then second to that, but really the most important in my opinion, is just the number of missions and time that we spend in that time period. In the TOS faction, we spent a lot more time in that time period because there were a lot more missions. But in this faction, there was only 2 missions, so we're in it very briefly, and then we're here. That's too soon. We need to spend more time in the DSC Starfleet era, the Discovery era, that time frame. We need like 10 missions to spend, you know, time there and give us exchange access, give us bank access, you know, let us build up a character, let us get from not just lieutenant and not just lieutenant commander, but take us all the way to commander, like level 30. Like, let's say level 30 is where we're thrust into the future. Give us like 30 levels, 30 grades there of playtime inside that era. That would make it feel better. It would make it feel more like a faction than it does now. It's just too short. And yes, I know there's more missions coming, but unless they change the mission where you are thrust into the future, which I don't think they're going to do, it doesn't matter. The second mission of the DSC Starfleet faction, you're going to be thrust into the 25th century, and that's that. They could make 20 more missions, but it doesn't matter. You're still in the 25th century now. You're not in the DSC Starfleet era time frame. And so that makes the faction feel less. It makes it feel incomplete, unfinished, short, almost not worth it. I mean, why? What's my advantage for creating a DSC Starfleet character? What's my advantage? What does it do for me that's different from the Starfleet Federation faction? And it does absolutely nothing for me that's different. And that's the problem. That's what they got to work on. And that's my main complaint. So I hope that you all took something away from that. As I said, I'm going to continue making videos on this faction. I'm going to do Task Force Discovery next, which is the Starbase 1 Discovery battle. Before I do it, I'm going to upgrade my character and ship, you know, better weapons and so forth, and then I will make a video on that Task Force operations. And from there, we'll see where we go. Like I said, I will get new ships and upgrade them and do new builds and new combat and show you what those are like. I will probably go ahead and play in the future with the prototype prototype walker, the one that can scale up to tier 4, and we'll see what that does as well. So that is what I have planned for this faction. So this is not the end by any means. I will do everything I can on this faction. Anything that's new or unique, I will make a new video. So I hope you stay along for the ride. Should be quite interesting. Learn some new things. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed this series so far, and have a great day. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.